guest had well, I don't know if it was a front row seat, but she had a seat to watch the bomb cyclone drop in Washington, D.C. yesterday. Good morning, Karen Travers.
Good morning.
Not a dull day yesterday, huh?
No, and it was that's the thing around here. It's like you never know what's coming, and that was not the bomb headline that we thought was coming yesterday. But certainly this book hasn't even come out yet. It hits stores next Tuesday, but it is hitting Washington like a tidal wave right now. And this really dominated all of the conversation yesterday at the White House and all around the city. This book is just explosive, and the White House is pushing back on pretty specific parts of it, in particular the president pushing back on Steve Bannon's on the record comments. There's a lot more in this book, and as people start getting their hands on it, I would not be surprised if the president starts responding to specific items and even sentences over the next couple of days.
Among the people who have, I know it's a running story, so this answer and question can't be completely complete, but I haven't heard too many people deny what they said, or am I missing something?
Yes. No, and that's exactly right. I mean, this is kind of like, investigation here of like, pay attention in the next couple of days to who responds and says, I did not say that, and how they respond. Because right now there's a lot of rumblings of, well, this isn't true, and that's not how I phrased it, but nobody has put out, an official on the record, like, that is a lie. Michael Wolff, apparently, according to a report this morning, has hours and hours of tapes. So then the next question could be, well, yeah, I said it, but I didn't think it was on the record, and I didn't think it was going to be included in the book. This is going to get, a nasty spiral here in Washington. And like I said, the president responded really aggressively to Steve Bannon, calling that Trump Tower meeting with the Russians in 2016 treasonous and unpatriotic. The president is very upset with how Steve Bannon was speaking about his family and himself personally. There's a lot in this book about the president and some of his habits in the White House, and just, what they say is an insider view of what's been happening here since last January.
So let's get a timeline on this. And again, we haven't seen the whole book. We've only read excerpts. We only know sort of half the story, or if that. But it sounds like Steve Bannon was saying these things while he was working in the White House.
Yes. I mean, the access that Michael Wolff had was over the beginning months of the administration. He says he had unfettered access to just roam around the West Wing. And many reporters, I don't recall this myself, but other colleagues here say they saw him, the author, walking around with a blue badge. And here's why that's important. All the reporters here have gray badges that Secret Service immediately recognize. You have to have it on at all times. You can't go down certain stairs. You're kind of contained. He had a blue badge, which is what the staffers here have. So the White House now trying to say that, a lot of this is untrue and he didn't talk to people. I mean, it sounds like he was really roaming around. He said he just kind of camped out on a couch in the West Wing for several months.
Right, but the disgruntled former employee angle doesn't work because Steve Bannon was working in the White House when all this was going on.
Yeah, this wasn't all given to him. He didn't say all of this after mid-August.
Right.
It was kind of a real-time reporting by Michael Wolff.
Yeah.
And, everybody can say now I didn't say that, but if he has tapes of it, well, then you said it. So you might take issue with whether or not you thought you were supposed to be saying
Right. It also seems like Katie Walsh, who is a St. Louisan, seems to be integral to this story as well.
Yeah, and she is portrayed in a more flattering light than others in this book from the parts that I've seen. We did get copies of it yesterday, but it's, 300 pages, so I can't say I read the full book. But she certainly seems to come off better than others of raising red flags, expressing concerns. There were some rumblings yesterday that she was taking issue with some of the things that she said, but I have not seen a formal statement of her discounting or denouncing any of the exact quotes.
Karen Travers, we'll let you get back to the book. Where are you? Are you halfway through it already?
I'm like literally reading it through PDFs on my computer. It's like, you go from reading an actual book to reading an electronic book, and this is like the worst version of trying to read something through your screen. But it's a page turner. I think next week, I mean, what did I see? Somebody said it's Amazon. It's the #1 book already. And
Yeah.
it doesn't come out till next week. So
There you go.
all work yesterday in Washington stopped for a while. I was getting texts from friends who are not in this business saying they couldn't put it down.
There you go. Karen Travers, ABC News correspondent, right there in the middle of the three-ring circus known as the White House. Karen, thanks for checking in.